Welcome to What's Going On with Lady D today. I'm your host, Lady D. Join us every Thursday. Well, welcome to What's Going On with Lady D today. I'm your host. And today I have the honor of welcoming a remarkable woman who has dedicated her life to uplifting young people and families. Jowan Smith is the founder of Getting Our Babies to College 101 and 1,000 Ties. She's a children author, a mentor, an advocate, and who has helped thousands of families and students dream bigger and achieve more. Her story is one of turning challenges into purpose, and her mission is to make sure no child is left behind in the Northeast Ohio area and Ohio. So you're about to be inspired with Jowan Smith. Welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy for you to have you here live in color. I've been following you. And of course, we have done some things in the community together. And your son, who is the chess player, and I had the opportunity to meet you also at the Giving Circle.
Yes.
And you were a winner there. This young lady is truly a winner. So give our audience the tea, a little something about you.
Well, there's so much to tell, but I guess the biggest thing about me is that I've been a family and children advocate for over a decade. And so my work all started from someone telling me that I was just a mother. So when my daughter wanted to go to college, they told her because of her dyslexia that she would just be going into the workforce, that she couldn't go to college, that she wasn't on track for that. And so that motivated me to not only advocate for her, but to fight for other children and families that have goals that are kind of just pushed to the side because people might see something with them that they might count as a negative. But, everybody has a talent. Everybody has a blessing and a gift. And I think things need to be nurtured. And so that was kind of the kickoff of me doing my work.
So many years ago would you say that has been?
That was in 2015.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in 2015.
And look at where you are today. Mm-hmm. So how's your daughter doing? And what is she doing today?
She's doing great. She went to college.
Okay.
I was able to get her scouted. She played sports. So while she had dyslexia, she was an amazing athlete.
Okay.
And so I learned how to get an athlete scouted, which was very challenging because a lot of colleges didn't want to scout in Ohio.
Okay.
Or in Cleveland. Let me be specific. They didn't want to scout in Cleveland because they felt our children come to their college and they can't really maintain academically. So they could play the sport, but they weren't maintaining academically. And so I had to kind of convince some colleges like, hey, these athletes deserve an opportunity as well. And it kind of helped that my daughter was a lefty. So she played volleyball and she was a lefty. Every team wants a lefty. So I was able to get her scouted. She went to college and she got her degree in early childhood education. So that it works to put the work in.
See, there's nothing beats a try. Mm-hmm. And I always tell my grandson, we don't use the word can't. Mm-hmm. It doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Either you're going to do it or you're not.
Very true.
But it's not about can't.
Yeah, let those doubters be your motivators.
Yes, indeed. And you've been one of my biggest motivators because I've been watching you for a long time, and you are a book author. Mm-hmm. Tell me, how did you get into writing these wonderful children books?
So I never planned to write books. That was never on my bucket list. When I was doing my research, so I have an educational consulting firm called Getting Our Babies to College 101. And so when I would do my research, I would just jot notes. I would journal. And so I was actually asked to moderate a panel for Margaret Bernstein for the Black Authors Expo some years back.
Okay.
And so I was so nervous because I'm like, oh my goodness, like she don't want Emmys and all type of stuff. Like Margaret's a big deal. So I wanted to make sure I did it right. But during the interview, she actually turned it on me. And so she's like, have you ever wrote a book? And I'm like, I don't write books. That's not what I do.
Right.
And so she's like, well, have you journaled? And I'm like, I journal when I do my research and what have you. And so I told her about my journal about taking my grandson on a college visit. And she's like, it's a book. And I'm like, Margaret, it's not a book. And she's like, it's a book and I'm going to edit it for you.
Right.
And so I put the book together, and my first book, Sakari Goes to College, is actually edited by Margaret Bernstein, and it's in libraries all over the country.
See there? Just by listening to Margaret Bernstein. We're going to give her a big shout out because I admire Margaret. She's been around for a very long time with TV3. And I also worked with her doing the Dick and Read program at Charles Dickens School. So that was a great opportunity. And hopefully we're going to be able to come back again this year.
Hopefully.
Yes. So let's talk about the 1,000 Ties. How did that get started?
So 1,000 Ties came about from me watching my son have to teach himself how to tie a tie on YouTube. And so as a mom, it's like, we feel superhuman, but that was something I didn't know. I grew up in a single parent home. And so it led me to think of all the other single mothers that, we just don't have those skills because we're women.
Right.
And so I wanted to create a day for our young men. And it just kind of grew from a day into a mentoring program to a life skills program to now we actually have curriculum in 5 different school districts and on top of our mentoring program. So it's kind of just becoming a thing of its own, just from watching my son on YouTube.
How amazing is that? And it's important that our young men know what it is, how it feels, because like you said, there's so many single parent homes. And another thing, far as dress, our young men do not wear enough shirts and ties.
Not just the young men. We got a whole age gap.
Yeah.
A whole age gap. The 20s to 30s and some the 30s to 40s don't wear ties anymore. And so what it does when they learn that skill, you'll be at events and if you see little boys with T-shirts and walking around with a tie on, people always say, we know you was here somewhere. We seen kids with ties on. Because once they learn how to tie it, they don't want to take the tie off. It gives them a certain level of confidence. And so that's one of the things we want to give to our boys, especially our Black and brown boys, because they have so many odds against them. So if this one piece of material can help build their confidence for a certain situation, then let's do it.
Yes. Let's talk about your mentoring program. What is all involved in that?
So our young men are paired with mentors. They get 2 life skills a month and 1 outing a month. And then in the summer, they get to do a 3-day boys retreat. But a part of the curriculum is so the foundation is social and emotional development, but we have 2 groups. So we have an 8 to 12 and a 13 to 17. And so our 13 to 17 right now, they're doing workforce development. So they're learning public speaking. They're learning interview skills. They're learning how to apply for jobs in colleges. Where our younger boys, we're just teaching them how to actually interact with each other because social skills have kind of gone away, especially since the pandemic.
What is the age? May I ask what the age group is?
So we have 8 to 12. Those are our baby boys. And then the 13 to 17. Those are our big boys. We had to open it up to younger boys because our boys, they're getting grown. And so in the summer when we want to go do stuff, they will, I got to work or I got football. And I'm like, well, okay. I'm not going to ever tell you not to do your activity. So we had to open it up to a younger boy. So now we have a younger group.
And that's good. That's good. So you travel?
Yes.
Okay. And what are some of the schools that you have been in?
So in Cleveland, we've been in Cleveland, Richmond Heights, Maple Heights. We're in all 3 Invictus campuses. We're at Frederick Douglass. So both of those schools are similar type of setup, non-traditional schools. And what we do in those schools, those students actually get a life skill credit for taking our class.
Oh, wonderful.
In the middle school, it's just strictly mentoring. So that's all boys. The high school level is co-ed programming.
Excellent. So let me ask you, your focus on starting college prep journey as early as middle school, why is that so important to reach families and to get them informed about that?
Because the discussion has to start happening early, and we have to use real terminology. We have a habit of babying our children, and so when they come across those words like financial aid and scholarships and they don't know what the words are because we have not started using it. And so I think it's important for children to see college campuses because they don't even know what's out there or if college is even for them. College is not for everybody. We have to say it.
Yes.
Everybody is not going away to a 4-year college, but you have to do something.
Right.
So is that a 2-year? Is it a trade? Is it the military? What does it look like? So you have to start in middle school to get the conversation going, to get them exposed to what it looks like, and for also for the household so that you can start planning financially.
That's good information. So now let me ask you this here. Your children books. They are so wonderful. Let's talk about how many books have you written?
I have 9 published. 9 published.
Okay, and you do one is ice cream with
Yes, so Grandma Hattie's Ice Cream
Grandma Hattie's.
is my biggest book. So Grandma Hattie comes in a regular format. It comes in Spanish now, and it also comes as a coloring book. And Grandma Hattie has won an International Impact Award, so she is my biggest book. The kids love it. It teaches numbers and colors using scoops of ice cream. And the characters in my books are real life people. So Grandma Hattie is my great grandma, and she used to make ice cream for us or with us in the wood churner.
That is excellent. And you know, I saw that it's in Spanish. Will you be converting the other books in Spanish? Because I think that's very exciting and it's good for other nationalities.
It's coming. They were pulling on me for a long time to get Grandma Hattie in Spanish, and so we just released that one this year. So I'm going to start working on the other ones. I know that it's a huge market of people that really want to enjoy the book, and so I actually received my first video last week of a father reading Grandma Hattie in Spanish, and so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I watched that and I was like, and I really like that. And I think the other books will do very well in Spanish. So it can really get circulated out there. Because not only are you an author and a mentor, but you have had some challenges to help you get where you are. Let's talk about some of your challenges.
I mean, it's across the board. I always tell people, my background is in PR, so I make it all look good on social media. But there are a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't know about. I live every day with lupus. I had a cancer battle recently that was really, really, really tough. I had 2 surgeries because the first one they didn't catch it all, and I did all of that while still working. I had 1 surgery, and the next day I was out at a check presentation, and my mama was about to hurt me for it. But I just feel like that it means a lot to the people and to the sponsors and to the families to actually get that FaceTime. And so I have to push through a lot of days, no matter what. And then the other side of that is just the financial challenges of, having a smaller nonprofit and, making sure to maintain those relationships and those partnerships so that people can continue to support our young men.
So may I ask you, how can the community help you with 1,000 Ties? I know people donate ties, but what is it the help that you need to keep this going?
We need donations. They can donate on our website, financial donations. You can donate ties at any Cleveland Public Library, and we're always looking for male mentors. And when I put this ask out for mentors, I always like to say that, our ask isn't a big ask. All we ask is that you communicate with the youth at least once a week. That could be text, phone call, in person, whatever you're comfortable with. It's not, a big pool where you got to go and pick the kid up and keep them for 3 days. Like it's nothing crazy.
Right.
Just making sure that they know that they had that extra support, and not only supporting them, but supporting the mom.
Exactly.
Or the guardian, whoever is raising them.
And that's, you know what, and we need that because 30 minutes can make a big difference in a child's life. And it also gives them something that they'll never forget. Okay? So I want you to tell our listeners, what is one of your most heartfelt moments with working with a student, and whether it brought you to tears or
I have lots of moments because, with our boys, you have to build trust. And so initially it's always a, who are you type of thing. And it grows to the point where most of them call me auntie. And so I get really close with my boys, and I try to, when we do school programming, I like the numbers to stay small because I like to have that relationship with them. I like them to be able to come comfortable talking to me or talking to Trey. But I would say the group of my older boys in my mentoring program, my 13s to 17s, they've been with us, some of them 6, 7 years. And so watching them grow from little quiet kids that wouldn't talk to each other to now they're cracking jokes and, now they're calling and, they're asking for advice. And I've been doing a lot of media training with them because my background is in media. So I've been doing a lot of media training because I would have conversations with them and they would look at the floor or we would have them do presentations and they would be whispering and then I'm like, but you about to be a man. Like you got to use your voice, honey. I need the outside voice. And so watching them grow and develop into the young men has probably been one of the most rewarding. And then I have a young man named Julian that I've been working with. He went to school with my daughter and now he's a professional model. He travels the country. He's on our board. He mentors kids, but he started with us. He was my first scholarship recipient. We gave him a scholarship for college, and now he's an international model. You can see him on Route 21 posters and down on Public Square and New York Times Square, and he's one of ours. So those are great moments.
That's awesome. Now, you have been recognized and with several awards, but one is the Remarkable Woman. When you look back, what does those moments mean to you personally?
So, Remarkable Woman Award. So I won that. I'm the Northeast Ohio's Remarkable Woman for 2025. And for me, this award was about me as a person and not just the work. A lot of the awards are, focused on the work. But when we were chosen, it's 125 of us from all over the country. We're sisters now. And so we were given a trip to Hollywood. And we spent 3 days together, 125 women, and it was nothing but love. From the time we got off the plane to the time we got back on the plane, and we do video chats. So for me, the Remarkable Woman experience gave me a chance to just embrace me as a person. I wasn't Jowan the CEO or Jowan the author. I was just Jowan amongst other amazing, remarkable women from all over the country. So that award means a lot to me because it gave us a chance to just love on ourselves. Like they fed us the whole time. Like we were like pampered the whole time. So it was a time for us to just be able to love on each other.
That is awesome. Women, we need that. We do so much. We wear so many different hats.
Exactly.
And being a mother, I mean, there should be some more letters behind that.
Yes.
Because that's a big job.
Yes.
It's more than just putting out a child, having a baby.
Exactly.
You just don't bring them in the world,
Right.
young ladies, and drop them off to a teacher and say, okay, educate them.
Right.
We have to give that nurturing. We have to put that nurturing time in. And, material things are always going to be there, but that is not so important as time. Time you can't make up.
Right. And most of us end up mothering so many more kids than the ones we actually birthed. Like I've raised my special needs niece lived with me for many, many years.
Okay.
I've had lots of my kids' friends live with me. Like my house is a revolving door because if you need somewhere to stay, we got a bed. And I make sure that everybody feels loved. You will never feel left out as long as I got a place for you to lay down.
Let's talk about your wonderful son, Trey. Okay, we are not going to now leave Trey out, the chess player.
Yes.
Let's talk about, so how is Trey doing and what is he doing?
Trey is doing amazing. He's continuing to grow his vision and what his purpose is, and his goal is to get more chess in front of children that look like him. When he was in middle school, they didn't have a chess team. He saw a movie and went to the principal like, why we don't have a chess team?
Right.
And so she challenged him like, well, if you could teach these kids, I'll give you a chess team. And so he taught 12 of his friends. And so that year they got a chess team and they won second place. That second year, which would have been his 8th grade year, they won first place. And Trey was actually scouted for high school for chess.
Wow.
Like you've seen how big he is.
Yes.
He wasn't scouted for sports. He was scouted for chess. So he was the John Hay chess captain for 4 years. He went undefeated at John Hay.
Amazing.
So his goal is to not only get more chess inside of our communities, but more permanent chess boards. Because you go to the suburbs, they have permanent chess boards just sitting out. and Cleveland has all of these green spaces. Trey wants chessboards in those spaces. It's a way to bridge the gap between generations.
Right.
We take the chessboard out to vendor events. He's been vending all summer. He just had an event this past weekend, and people pay him to come out and set the chessboards up, and you can either play or you can take a lesson. And so what we've seen is you get people of all ages, all walks of life, and they're sitting across this board, and that's a way to kind of bridge that gap between these generations. And so that's kind of what his purpose or his goal is.
Yeah, because a young student could play against a senior and get some many life learned lessons
Yes.
just right in there, because life is like the chess.
It's like chess.
It's like the game of chess.
It's like chess.
And so you mentioned he needs more chessboards.
Yes.
What can we do to get Trey some chessboards and donate some chessboards?
Yes, so they have travel boards on Amazon. I think they're like $25. So we've had people either cash app him money. We've had one guy order a whole bunch and just had them delivered to the library. So he's going to be running programming inside of Lee and Harvard Library and Memorial Nottingham Library.
Okay.
And so that'll be posted soon where people can go in. You can go in as a novice or as an experienced player. He also is going to be doing a chess tournament at Lee and Harvard in 2 months. He haven't even put that out yet. So y'all
Okay.
first to hear that he's going to be doing a chess tournament, I believe, in October at the Lee and Harvard Library. And it's going to be open to anybody, any skill level.
Awesome. Now, how can our listeners reach you and Trey to donate your money, get some ties in, get some chessboards in, and become a mentor?
Yes. So our website, 1000ties.net, is where they can go for donations and information for 1,000 Ties. You can donate ties at any Cleveland Public Library. For Trey, you can find him on Instagram. Chess with Big Trey is his Instagram. And then for my books, they're all on Amazon, Walmart, Target, and Barnes & Noble.
Awesome. Now, what can we expect coming from you next? Because how do you find the time to do what you do every single day? You're maybe at 2 or 3 events. Yeah. And now you've just signed up for school.
Yeah, I'm in school.
How are you doing all of this, Superwoman?
That's like the common question, like how in the world, and I'm in school with 5 classes this semester. So my goal is to take the LSAT and become an attorney so that I can advocate for families in the courtroom. So I kind of feel like that's just the next, that's the next level of my advocacy, to be able to do it in a legal capacity.
Yes.
There's also been rumors of me running for office. I'm going to put it out there again at this moment. I am not pursuing an office seat. Not to say it's not coming, but at the current moment, I am not.
Right.
And I have a couple more books that'll be coming out soon. So
now, what is the age level for your books?
So my books are for all ages. I always say they're family books.
Okay.
But definitely newborn I do book readings all the way up to 6th grade.
Okay.
And so my books they're family books. They all teach a lesson. They're all about real life situations, and they all feature characters of color. And each book in the back has an activity or a learning component to it.
Great. And I love that you are bringing getting the families involved with their children, because it's important. Just don't send your child somewhere and let someone else do the work, because they know when you're interested in what they're doing and when you're not.
Yeah.
So how do you keep these parents motivated? What do you do? What do you say to them?
I tell people that I wouldn't do something with your kid that I wouldn't do with my own. And when we plan programming, we plan it with the parents in mind. We want parents to want to participate. For our mentoring program, we have 100% parent participation. And so we make sure that when we plan stuff, that there is something that the parents will want to do. And then I also have one-on-ones with my parents. My parents have my number. They can call me. I have a couple of parents that are in school. I support my parents as much as we can. We have people from different parts of resource in the government, in our local segment that can help them in different capacities.
Okay.
So on my board, I have educators, I have county workers, I have city workers, I have financial people on our board. So I make sure when I pick my board that it's strategic to be able to service my families.
Great. Great. That is just truly awesome. Now, I would like for you to give our listeners that information on how they can reach you and Trey again.
So 1000ties.net is for 1,000 ties. To look up or book me is jowansmith.com. And then for Trey, it's Instagram, Chess with Big Trey. And we not only work in Ohio, we go everywhere. We're just in Baltimore. We'll be headed to Atlanta soon.
Yes.
So we are definitely moving all around the place, teaching kids how to tie ties all over the country.
I have to ask this last question here. What is the cost? Is there a charge to participate in learning how to tie a tie?
So for our mentoring program, there is no cost.
Okay.
Our life skill programs that run in the schools, there's no cost to the students.
Okay.
So if they want to bring us in, they can reach out and we can talk about contracts and things. But there's no cost to the students in any form.
Okay, and that's amazing. That's really good. That's really good. And then the one-on-one.
So 101, you do have to pay for 101s. And also for books, I'm going to put this out there. I say this a lot. Self-published authors, we cannot give y'all free books. We are self-published, honey. We have to pay for that printing and the shipping. So if you want to book me, for author readings, you have to either buy class sets or you pay my booking fee. But, the books are great.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you are truly what's going on. So please follow her, watch, because there is so much more that's going to be coming from Jowan Smith. Remember that name. She is a remarkable woman. Now, that's what's going on today. Thanks for watching. Join us every Thursday, and you too can be a guest straight from KAZ Radio Podcast Studio.